Hello, State Senator J.D. Mesnard here with another legislative update. And I'm sorry to start it out with some bad news, but unfortunately, our second attempt at aligning our state tax forms with what the taxpayers are already following, what is called the conformity bill. The second version that we just passed was vetoed by Governor Hobbs. So where that leaves things is completely up in the air. Just to recap, forms were put out for taxpayers to follow by the Department of Revenue. We just passed a bill to say those forms are good, and the governor has vetoed that. So her administration put out forms that now she has vetoed our attempt to formally legalize. And so what that means for taxpayers in the less than 2 months now out from tax season, I can't really say. I would encourage folks to file their federal taxes and hold off for the moment on your state taxes. I know you want the refund, but right now things are unfortunately up in the air, and I can't really tell you where we're going to go from here. I will say that I did introduce a bill to try to avoid this situation in the future where a department can sort of unilaterally put out forms, or a governor can say, you know, here's what to put in forms before the legislature has even passed something into law. It would say that we're going to go with what has been the 30-year practice, and that is assume that we're going to conform to anything that affects your federal adjusted gross income, which is what the state forms rely on. But everything else, you can't make the assumption anything is going to happen, and that would avoid some of this politicalization that has happened with tax conformity this year. The other bill I'll mention that's getting some attention is one that would say if you sell your home that you've lived in for at least 5 years, we're not going to tax you on the capital gain. Right now, there is an exemption of a certain amount that hasn't been changed in about 30 years. But the idea is you shouldn't be taxed on your home. And if we want people to feel free to sell and to move, maybe to downsize, maybe they're a senior that has paid off their home over a long period of time and they want to downsize, they shouldn't be feeling like they're stuck in their home because of a big tax bill that will hit them if they go to sell. And unfortunately, our current arrangement doesn't even take into consideration the massive amount of interest you paid, probably, as 75% of people take out a mortgage on their home over a long period of time. So hoping that this can get some traction, but it's been getting some good feedback so far. That's all for this week's update. Until next time, God bless.